Today we're here with personal injury attorney Rob Rodriguez. Mr. Rodriguez has over 20 years of experience in working in personal injury. First, he spent 10 years as a claims adjuster and then 10 years as a personal injury attorney. Nice having you on board today, Rob.
Thanks for having me today.
All right. Today we're going to be talking about personal injury and whether or not you do or do not have a case. How important is insurance to a personal injury claim?
Okay, it's very important, and there's a couple of different reasons why. But usually the car accidents involved individuals, and we're hoping that they have insurance. If they don't have insurance, then we hope that our client has something called uninsured motorist coverage. If you have an auto policy right now, make sure that you get uninsured motorist bodily injury coverage. So it's very important. Then also, what's important, Steve, is the limits that the other party have. Okay, in the state of California, the requirement is a very small amount of coverage, which is considered to be at $15,000 per person, $30,000 maximum. That's where your uninsured motorist coverage also comes into play.
So what happens if someone's involved in an accident and they have, let's say, $50,000 worth of damages?
Okay, if they have let's say for example, like what you just said, $50,000 worth of damages, and the other party only has $15,000 worth of coverage. In that case, if they had uninsured motorist coverage and they have a $100,000 policy, what's going to happen in that case is they're going to get $15,000 from the other party's insurance company. After that claim is concluded, they're going to go to their own policy, and they're going to be able to collect another, or they're eligible to collect another $85,000. Therefore, their $50,000 of medical bills will be paid if that person also has uninsured motorist coverage. That's why it's extremely important they have uninsured motorist coverage and also have significant policy limits.
So it's important to have insurance on both sides of the hurdle.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Now, are there different types of insurance? For example, if someone's driving a truck versus driving a motorcycle, or if you have a commercial vehicle, how does that work out?
Okay. Typically, when you're involved in an auto accident with a commercial vehicle, they have policy limits. If it's a big rig, a diesel, an 18-wheeler, it's usually typically $1 million. Okay. There's other smaller commercial vehicles that typically have about a $250,000 and up. But something that is important to keep in mind when you're dealing with commercial vehicles is typically the insurance companies that you're going to deal with are not just the ones you're used to dealing with on a regular basis or the ones you normally see on TV. The AAAs, the State Farms, the Allstates, those are not the insurance companies that you're going to be dealing with. You're going to be dealing with insurance companies that you've never heard of, and these insurance companies play hardball with you.
It seems like it should be friendlier. I mean, if they have $1 million policy and you have $500,000 worth of damages, well, that's only half of their exposure, right?
That's a good question. It's actually the opposite. For whatever reason, and I don't know the exact reason or the thinking of these insurance carriers, they like to fight. They like to fight the commercial vehicles. Commercial vehicle insurance carriers, they fight these claims and they fight them tooth and nail.
Right. And I heard that you're a fighter. I know you took a lot of risk on your last case where your client was offered less than $50,000 and you got over $800,000 for your client.
That's correct. Our client was offered $30,000. It was a $30,000 take it or take us to trial offer, and we took him to trial. And we put down a significant amount of money. It's not easy to go to trial. There's a lot of costs associated with going to trial. It's a big risk going to trial, but you have to do it.
Well, there you have it, folks. Individual who's been on both sides of the fence. 10 years on the defense, 10 years on the plaintiff, and he's a real fighter.